Johnny Sexton, I suppose so. Looking back from the World Cup and all that, what have the last couple of weeks been like? I imagine a lot of self-reflection over the way things went in Japan.
Yeah, very disappointing. Obviously, a couple of weeks. Probably take longer than a couple of weeks to get over the disappointment. But the only thing you can do now is just focus back into the next thing and try and make a success of that.
Have you been able to put your finger on why it went the way it did?
We didn't play well enough on the day against New Zealand.
And have you been able to kind of identify, the things leading up to this over the last year? Is it something over the last couple of months that started to go wrong, or when you think about it, was it something that for the last year hasn't really been right?
No, it wasn't a year in total. Obviously, it was a failure because we didn't do what we wanted to do. We didn't have any, we didn't win any trophies or anything like that. But it wasn't all bad. There was some good performances in there throughout. It's just we lost that consistency that we had before, and we, had some poor performances. You know what I mean? And the margins are pretty small. Even against New Zealand, I thought we were in a great place going into it. We'd sort of built our way from that Japan game, obviously, and we still knew that we were going to be in a quarter-final, and I thought we were building towards it, but we couldn't produce our best on the day.
Is it worse than 4 years ago?
It's the exact same, isn't it? We lost. We didn't win the World Cup, so it's the exact same.
And you're back now, and are you expecting... There's Dan Lydiat, good friend of yours. He was telling me all about you, actually, there. You close family connections between the two of you now, actually.
Yeah, my wife is godmother to his daughter, and his wife is godmother to our second, I think. First or second. Yeah, we lived together in Paris for a couple of years, so we became great mates.
And I suppose where I was just going to go there was back into the Heineken Champions Cup now in the next couple of weeks. Do you think you're going to be back to play in that game against Benetton? Are you expecting, physically, are you feeling up to getting back to rugby?
I hope so, yeah. I can't wait to get back into it. We did a lot of hard work over the pre-season physically, and obviously didn't get to see the best of it over the World Cup, but looking forward to getting back into now a new campaign and back in with the lads. It's been great over the last week really. We've been in just getting back used to the calls and the systems, and getting back into the way we do things in Leinster. It's obviously quite different to the Irish setup, so just bedding back in and getting ready for a big, feels like the start of a season, you know what I mean?
As you said there, you're saying it's nice to get back with Leinster. There have been people over the last couple of weeks suggesting maybe that, players in different provinces being used to different systems. When they were involved with Ireland, they were just kind of not as comfortable playing that particular way. Is that something you'd go along with?
Well, that's the big challenge for any international team, isn't it? That they have to adapt to that system, and you've got 4 other different systems. All the provinces play differently, and trying to get them and play the Irish way, and we didn't do that well enough this year.
Has it been nice to actually just get back out there and get a bit of time in the legs out on the pitch with all the Leinster lads? And I suppose it's kind of like pulling off a plaster or something. You can kind of just try park it for a little while.
No, it feels like just the start of a season really now. Obviously the World Cup almost feels like it was last season. We've had a bit of a break, and now it's just starting afresh again. You know what I mean? And obviously the World Cup will be, still there. It'll be in the back of our minds like it will be for a long time. But look, there's nothing we can do about that now. We'll talk about it. We'll review it when the time is right, and we will. Learn from it, and but at the moment all my focus is on Leinster and getting us off to a good European start.
Another big decision Andy Farrell has to make, obviously, when he came in, is his new captain. That's something you've done in bits and pieces over the last couple of years with Ireland. Was that something you'd like to do, or would you think it'd be maybe something for one of the younger guys to kind of have there for, the guts of a decade, someone who's going to be around that long?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I haven't spoke to Andy about it. Look, I got the privilege of doing it from the start once against Russia. I've done it in games when Rory wasn't in Australia and Pete went off at 50 minutes in one game and then went off injured early in another game. I did it in France last year when we won the Grand Slam when Rory went off. So I've done it But again, it's up to Andy what way he wants to go. If he wants to go with someone that's younger and sort of build the team around them for the next, like you said, next decade. Look, that's not up for me to decide or to speculate or to throw my hat in the ring. I'm sure he's got his own ideas what he wants to do and how he wants the team to be led. And look, we'll speak about that or I'm sure he'll speak about it in December whenever he gets the group back together.
Are you looking forward to working with him? He's obviously someone, not just from Ireland the last couple of years, but from Lions experiences down the years as well.
Yeah, he's a great coach. He's a great man as well. So I've got to know him over the last 6 years with the Lions, 2 Lions tours and working with Ireland, and I've loved working with him, and I'm excited to see what changes he makes. He obviously we have a new attack coach in Mike Cat, but Andy has coached attack before, and I'm sure he'll sort of mix and match with Mike in that regard and do everything together. And look, it's always exciting when you get a fresh voice, a new coach at any stage of your career, and at the stage I'm at, I'm always keen to learn and keep improving, and I'm hopeful the 2 guys will teach us some new things.
And finally, first game of the Champions Cup then, Benetton Treviso, a side that have shown the last couple of years they've absolutely no fear of Leinster whatsoever.
Yeah, they've beaten us 2 years ago in the RDS. They've drawn with us last season in the RDS, so they'll sort of have fond memories of the RDS. They're a very good team. They're the first team to qualify in merit, and I'm sure that'll motivate them, that they want to prove that they deserve to be here. Well, they proved that already, but they want to sort of stamp their mark on this tournament. They always take some scalps in the tournament. I remember them beating Toulouse and Perpignan and these type of teams down in Treviso, but it's going to be an incredibly tough game, and one that we're going to have to be really ready for.
Johnny, thanks a million for speaking to us, and very best of luck.
Cheers.